Good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday evening's edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Getting this online later than usual. I've had some technical difficulties with my recording equipment this evening, but it looks like I've figured them out, so let's get right to it. Today is the halfway mark of the month of November, so thought I'd do a quick review of where we've been, and it's been cooler than the last couple of first halves of November in 2015 and 2016. Almost 10 degrees cooler, actually. The last couple of Novembers have been fairly mild, but this one is running cooler than average. Not a whole lot of snow over the last few years during the first half of November. Only a trace combined in 2015, 2016, and so far this month we've had 0.3 inches of snow. So we're halfway through the month, and today was a decent day until it started raining, and the rain pushed in right on schedule, right around dinner time this evening, around or just after sunset. Now, rainfall amounts have been fairly paltry, generally a handful of hundredths of an inch, a tenth of an inch in some spots. Much like some of our rain events over the last several weeks, this one underachieved a little bit with a little less rain than the models advertised. But we're not done with the rain yet. When I recorded this at a little after 9:15, we had a scattering of showers around the Mahoning and Shenango valleys, especially in the Mahoning Valley, and then heading up into Geauga County, Portage County, Lake Ashtabula. This is kind of a secondary little trough of low pressure that's pushing through. We have a cold front that is off to our west, just off to our west this evening. This is the front that's going to lead to kind of a crummy day coming up tomorrow. Just to be frank with you, it's going to be cloudy, it's going to be murky, a little bit of rain, maybe a few wet snow showers. Talk about that in a second. You can see where that cold front continues pushing south and east. If I can redraw it, it's actually more like in here. That's where the actual cold front is. Down to 17 in Bismarck, North Dakota this evening. All right, tomorrow, again, cool and clammy. Stay in the upper 30s. Couple of spots of drizzle, rain showers. Occasionally there might be some wet snowflakes trying to mix in. Any precipitation is going to be on the light side tomorrow. Just a good day to not be outside if you can avoid it. Friday's going to be a better day. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds, and a milder afternoon. We'll sneak back up into the mid-40s. Still a little cooler than average, but not a bad day on Friday. High clouds will increase once again in the afternoon, kind of like they did today. It'll start to rain Friday night, and then here's our weekend storm system heading our way, deepening as it goes through the Great Lakes, and this will be a wind-driven rain on Saturday. We'll be on the warm side of things, though. During the daylight hour Saturday, we should sneak up into the 50s. Wind gusts could be pretty impressive on Saturday. Already getting windy in the morning. And then as we get into the afternoon and especially into the evening, I think this core of wind out here will pivot in, and the windiest part of the day could be right along the frontal passage as we get into Saturday evening. Wouldn't be shocked if we had a 45, 50, maybe 55 mile per hour gust. Lake effect snow then kicks in for late Saturday night into Sunday and Sunday night. And here's a look at the European computer model snowfall projections. There might be some places that get a half a foot of snow in southwestern New York and maybe down into Erie County, PA. Few inches of possibility up in the primary snow belt of northeast Ohio. In our primary viewing area, doubt it's much more than a couple of inches in parts of Trumbull and Mercer, but we'll sort that out as we get closer to the weekend. So when we break things down over the weekend again, windiest part of Saturday, probably the evening. Now, the wind gusts will not be as high on Sunday, but I think it could still gust to 40 at times on Sunday. And again, there'll be snow showers just about any point, at about any point, I should say, on Sunday. The rain showers can also occur at any point on Saturday. Temperatures all over the place over the next 7 days. Not much of a trend here. Up into the mid-50s ahead of the front Saturday, behind the front 30s Sunday, wind chills in the 20s. And then we'll climb ever so briefly above average, it looks like, on Tuesday before the next cold front rolls through, turning things chilly just in time for Thanksgiving coming up towards the end of next week. Well, speaking of Thanksgiving, let's take a look at some of the modeling. And one of the kind of the jokes on weather Twitter over the last couple of days has been how abysmal the GFS model has been with its flip-flopping on next week's ideas. I mean, the run-to-run inconsistency, even by the GFS standards, has been just amazing. For example, let me fast forward here to next Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Here's a look at the current run of the GFS. This is a cold weather map with northwest wind and some snow showers. That's the current run. Now, for the exact same time, the previous run looked like this. It looks nothing alike. to the trained observer anyway. This would suggest it's a mildish day, a little bit of rain. Then we go to Thanksgiving Day itself. The new run suggests partly sunny, dry, chilly on Thanksgiving. Here's the previous run. Again, it's got a cold front trying to push in, and ahead of it, some rain showers and fairly mild. So the GFS has just been all over the place. The European model's been much more consistent, and the song it's been singing has been cold frontal passage Tuesday into Tuesday night, and then uneventful and chilly for holiday travelers on Wednesday. Maybe some lake effect snow showers up in New York and New England, but not much around here at all. And then Thanksgiving itself, here's Thanksgiving. High pressure's almost right overhead, and if taken literally, this is just an uneventful, quiet Thanksgiving weather-wise. I certainly lean more towards the European right now because it just has more run-to-run consistency. The GFS has just been flip-flopping all over the place. Speaking of the European model, here's its temperature outlook for the next 16 days. Even if the GFS, the current run, ends up being right, I suspect it's gonna be a lot like the Europeans suggesting, in that it's not gonna be crazy cold on Thanksgiving, but chilly. Probably not much better than the upper 30s coming up for the holiday. So, of course, we'll be updating the Thanksgiving forecast as we get a little bit closer. Tomorrow evening on Weather for Weather Geeks, I'll have a fresh look at the longer range, the end of November into December. In the meantime, thanks for watching this video. I'll have a full update on tonight's rain and everything else you need to know on 21 News at 11. Hope to see you then.